not hang up on the right rear, as BP told you earlier. They're also going to take 4 tires here, hoping that these tires will help them gain some of this track position back and the fuel to make it all the way to the end. Matt?
Tony Stewart said, I just want a small air pressure change in the right front. The car has gone extreme to the tight side. They were talking about if they went 4, they would do a left rear change, but only a 2-tire change for Stewart, so he doesn't lose a whole lot of time here on pit road.
Now we're going to see how it all plays out. Tony Stewart.
Now Johnson is on pit road. Allen.
Let's see how many tires they're going to take here. I believe this is going to be a 4-tire change on the 48 car. They have the left side tires out. Here they come around the near side of the car. Chad Knaus rolling the dice that the extra 2 fresh tires will be worth enough speed to perhaps overtake Tony Stewart. Matt?
And Kevin Harvick, who won Saturday's Busch race, already services complete. Small fuel and right side change. Meanwhile, the 24 of Jeff Gordon, he comes in. He could have hit anywhere from lap 314 on. He now pulls in as the 42 of Mears also gets his stop. Everyone going right side tires.
Jeff Gordon careful not to exceed the speed limit exiting pit road. Kyle Busch headed for Dave Burns.
And he said, my spot in turn 2 is still bad. That's a spot where his car gets a little bit tight, wants to push, and but he encouraged the team not to make changes to the car. He'll get a cleaner windshield, they pull a tear-off away, and just 2 right-side tires and fuel for Kyle, and the tire changer scoots to safety. 99 car of Carl Edwards in as well. They will come in, they give up, when they started making stops, they were running 12, and Carl will receive right-side tires as well. They've got the left sides up on top of the wall, had talked about giving him that handling advantage, but they're going to stay with 2 only on Edwards.
So Carl Edwards, his last win came at this track, has gone winless this season. His last victory 1 year ago tonight. Bobby Labonte on pit road. Allen.
Here, right side tire change for Bobby Labonte. They've been just on the fringes of the top 10 for much of the afternoon. He pits from the lead here.
Cycling through green flag pit stops. Here at the Texas Motor Speedway, inside of 15 laps to go. Rookie J.J. Yaley currently scored the race leader, but there's Tony Stewart right behind him in that orange car.
And when this thing cycles out, Stewart will have 10 seconds on Jimmy Johnson. That's the difference between 2 tires and 4 tires with 12 to go. So that means the 48 car's got to be over a second a lap faster in order to catch the 20 to win this race.
Now has less than 12 laps to do it. Don't forget, coming up next, Football Night at America. Right here on NBC. And we've got the Colts and the Patriots later tonight. Those are teammates out of the racing stable of Coach Joe Gibbs. Rookie J.J. Yaley in the 18. Veteran Tony Stewart in the 20. This passes for the lead, but Yaley has not pitted yet. This puts Stewart back up front.
Now, it's important that Stewart doesn't get hung up in a lot of traffic, or that will let the guys that are chasing him catch him that have 4 tires.
Matt Kenseth was 18th when he pitted for the 4 tires. Right now he runs 18th.
And I tell you what, Tony Stewart has over Casey Kane about a 4-second lead. Almost 4.5 seconds. Tony Stewart must have done an incredible job getting on and off pit road.
And Jimmy Johnson has to be more careful of that, Benny, because he truly can't afford the speeding penalty because he's in the chase and Stewart is not.
And Stewart can bump up to 100 RPMs off the maximum pit road speed.
Matt Yoakum.
Bill, in the car rotation, the 20 team had planned on bringing a different race car here to Texas, but after winning at Atlanta in Victory Lane, they made the decision. We're going to bring this particular race car and see if they can make it back-to-back wins. If you recall, they really haven't changed much in this race car. They basically power washed it, and they even left the sticker that they put on the dash last week for Stewart as motivation. Simply said, hardware space available. Well, guess what? They took home that huge Baz Pro Shops trophy, had to put it in 2 pieces. They've got another trophy here at Texas. They've got some space available to Team Hauler to go back to Huntersville.
Got somebody in a wall.
Caution has come out. Greg Biffle has hit the wall.
Man, this is going to change things now.
That 4 seconds you were talking about?
Gone. How about the 10 seconds? Gone. Now Stewart's got guys in his mirror that have 4 tires.
And if you're at the back of the field with 17 cars on the lead lap, does somebody come back there, come get tires to try and help their position a little bit?
It depends. I don't think Matt Kenseth has run enough laps. If 5 or 6 or 7 guys come in front of him, I think he needs to stay out.
Right. See how it plays out. Be a single file restart. Greg Biffle in the 16.
Looks like simply that the air left the right front tire rapidly.
Talked about it earlier. He felt that his motor was beginning to go south. Dave, you know a little bit more?
Yeah, Greg feels like he ran over something, and that's what put the 16 into the wall. And he had been running on 7 cylinders. The motor hadn't given up. Car handling well, but not under power, and then that ended his day.
Greg Biffle finished second in the chase for the Nextel Cup last year. Had 6 wins, but it's been a disappointing season for him here in 2006. Just 1 victory and outside the cut line for the chase.
Matt Yoakum, I got a question for you.
Go ahead, BP.
The 29 car, did he change 2 or 4?
2 tires.
Okay, because he's been awfully fast here the last few laps.
Absolutely, and the 20 team is concerned about the 48 who took 4 tires. Remember back to last week, it really was a decision of Junior staying out on his older tires. The 20, they didn't really even debate their decision to come to pit road and get 4, and that was a huge difference last week. Now they're concerned maybe the roles are going to be reversed a little bit here because they took 2 tires.
So Junior has 4, Jimmy Johnson has 4. I guess those are the only 2 cars that have changed 4 tires.
Right, Matt Kenseth changed 4, but he's way back in 16th right now.
Well, I would say that Kenseth will probably come in now. Marty?
BP, listening on the radio, Casey Kane just came on and said, we blew up. And then Kenny Francis came back and said, we blew up? He said, yeah, I just lost the engine. We blew up. He's coming to pit road. Unbelievable. They were going to finish in the top 5. This is the way the chase has gone for the 19. Casey Kane coming down pit road with what he thinks is an engine that has expired.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
26-year-old from Washington won here in April. Pit stops, Matt.
And Bill, the 24 of Gordon is in as well. Right side tires already gone on. They really have nothing to really debate here, going for the 4 tire change. Give it a shot, see what can happen.
And Casey Kane is done.
The hood is up on pit road. The word from down there, finished. Marty?
They looked inside the engine to see if it was a spark plug, and indeed it was something internal. These guys are done. This is an unbelievable turn of events, Bill.
38th at Atlanta, 7th at Martinsville, had the win at Charlotte, strong run at Talladega. Last week took himself out when he made a bad move on the track, ran into David Stremme. But tonight, Benny, exactly what you talked about before the race began, the engine builder's nightmare.
Oh, it is. Just a few laps to go. If they only had not practiced another 8 or 9 laps.
So Casey Kane, one of the bright young stars of the sport, pushed back to the garage, so close to victory. And the sour taste of defeat for Kane after 6 wins this season. And you know what else that does? That moves Jimmy Johnson and those 4 fresh tires 1 spot closer to Tony Stewart. They get the 1 to go signal, Alan.
The caution was both a break and a problem for Jimmy Johnson. It was a break because it allowed him to close the gap on Tony Stewart that he was behind under the green flag because of taking the extra time on pit road. The problem is they ran off a few laps here under the yellow flag, reducing the number of laps he has to try and do something with this 20 car and the 2 between himself and the race leader. Matt?
A little difference in reversal of tires from last week, Zip. You just laid out the game plan for your man. Can your wheel man hold him off?
I think so. I mean, we've had a good car. I'm glad we've got a couple of cars in between us. God, I can't even talk right now. 4 to go here in Texas. This place used to be a real thorn in our side. Last couple of years, we've got a good handle on it, and this would mean an awful lot for us to win here.
And Greg Zipadelli laid out the situation for Tony, told him who had the 4 tires, who didn't. He says, but you can hold them off. And Stewart's reply simply was, that's easy for you to say.
Tony Stewart has 6 top 10s in his 9 races here at Texas. Outside the chase for the Nextel Cup, but has already won 2 of the 7 chase races, trying to make it number 3 tonight. Scott Riggs is right behind him, driving for Ray Evernham, looking for